Hi all, Darren Ansborough from DA Components. I haven't done a video in a while, but let's go for it. Today I want to talk about rinse bars. Now, I did sit in the fence with rinse bars when they first came out because I just think they'll just get in the way with everything and introduce new muck. But once you master them, I think they have the place as well, but you've got to master them. You can't just think that you're going to do it in a day. You've got to give it a week or two, maybe even 3 weeks, and just get the feel of actually having that cascade in the water beyond the brush. And that's the last thing what you want. You want the rinse for the water to do the job. So when we introduced the Tucker Alpha Scrubber to the range, it actually comes with an over rinse bar at the top. I think it has about 25 or 26 jets of water in there, and obviously the Tucker Alpha Scrubber is in its own league. It has a non-scratch white pad, and it's velcroed to the brush stock, and it also swivels and it's got its own angle adapter. In this instance, what we have is obviously the DA multi-tool inside there, so you can have like maximum cleaner power. So these are very good for solar panels. Just this setup alone for the maintenance cleans on the solar panels, it's fantastic just to get the green algae. If you have some lichen spores, very good in the UK. They haven't been cleaned for 10 or 15 years. You're going to need some extra scrubbing power. So that's why the DA multi-tool comes in its own. And we have the stainless steel pad, which screws on the end of there, and then you've got the maximum cleaning power. So I'm just going to switch the actual running off a backpack. I'm going to switch it on and demonstrate how the Tucker Alpha Scrubber works. Here we have, I'm just running off a backpack, and you can see the Tucker Alpha Scrubber is actually in play with all the jets of hose. So I'm just going to demonstrate how the swivel angle works as well, because I'm just turning the pole so it just turns into position. So if I'm over here, I can just clean the place, and now I'm coming down to the bottom of the window. I'm turning the pole, and the pad and the Tucker Alpha Scrubber just falls into place. As you can see, the last bit, what hits the glass is your water. You're cascading the water for when you're cleaning your surface. So when I first started using the rinse bars, it was a bit tricky until you master it. So the other rinse bar option available is the edge range, which screws onto the brush stock, and you also have a bit of a slight adjustment here. You can just bring it down slightly, or you can bring it up slightly. So I've just got it on the lowest setting, sorry, the highest setting, because you can move it up and down. And obviously the pipe work just goes to the edges. Now with this rinse bar, what you will find is the last 4 holes, because these holes are super fine. I think they're like 0.0, slightly wider than your hair strand. So these 4 at the edges actually spray around like that. Now I think once you've mastered this, once you've mastered the actual rinse bar, the very good tip that comes in useful for you is when you undo the collar on the edge range. This is a Euro edge range swivel angle. Once you're actually turning your pole, what you'll find is the water will go around as if it's going around corners once you've got that collar open. But I'm just going to leave it in the fixed position at the moment. So that's the other option you can have from the edge range. And the brush I'm using is the Elite semi-synthetic bristles, and very good for an all-round brush. So I'm just going to switch the backpack on. I'm going to run it off a backpack and then show you the spray pattern. So I've switched the backpack on. I've just got it on full on number 2 switch, and you can see the spray pattern here. On the right hand side here, it's going absolutely perfect, and it comes through at the middle here. And what you will find on most rinse bars, or some rinse bars, you might have one that flares out completely. So there's this little end one here. But what that would be is because the actual, when they make it in manufacturing, the actual drill holes are super fine, and you might have a bit of swarf or a bit of flash behind there. But we have a little cleaning tool, and I'm going to stick the cleaning tool in there and clean out the best I can, but I'm going to switch it off first. So with any rinse bar on the industry, there could be the odd one that flares off or gets a bit disjointed or something, so you can actually clean it out. That's not a problem. I mean, we had an issue, I think it was only last week. One of my pencil jets in the edge range wasn't performing to its maximum, so I was like looking in it with the water switched off, by the way, while the other one was going. I wasn't getting wet, and I looked in it and I thought, there was definitely something in there. So what I actually used was a little cleaning tool. What you get with the rinse bar is a little tiny cleaning tool, like so. Just a tiny bit of like steel bent over, so you can just switch it in there. So I'm actually just going to put it on that end one as well while I'm here. Just see if I can clean a bit of the flash out. So small. So I've just got it in there just to try and clean a bit of the flash out there. And then I'll retest that one. But that's a little cleaning tool that you get with the edge range rinse bar. But going back to that pencil jet, in all the years I've cleaned windows, this was a strange one, because I did think that there was a bit of grit inside this pipe that went to the pencil jet, but the actual pencil jet was blocked inside the actual pencil jet. And I got my little fingers and I actually pulled a little tiny twig out the jet itself. Now, if somebody could tell me that one, how did that physically get inside the pencil jet itself, is beyond me. That was bonkers. So yeah, I think a lot of it, of the pencil jets, fan jets, or anything like that, is a lot of do with maintenance as well. So that's my top tip. So I don't know if you could see, I've actually switched the backpack on now, and these jets from the rinse bar are performing that little bit better now. So I'm actually just going to clean the window and demonstrate what the floor is like. Now, I do have the collar locked in its locked position, so I'm just going to open it up and lock it up. So now I've got the ability to do the swivel. And what I'm doing here now, I've actually got the pressure turning the pole to the right. If I turn the pole to the left, the swivel does its job for you. So that's my uptake of rinse bars. I think a lot of it's just a maintenance thing. You've got to keep them jets quite clean. It's not as if they're broke, it's just in manufacturing. So that's my top tips on rinse bars. Another thing to bear in mind with rinse bars, if you actually you get your soffit here and you get your window frame there, if it goes too close, you can actually damage your rinse bar. So I think you've got to try and work it out what type of work or where you are on that said day, because it is a bit tricky until you master it, because you can catch the edge or you can catch something else and it will break off. So you just got to be bear in mind, and you will find that some of the jobs, or even commercial jobs, it might even be better when you got them long strips of glass where you think, do you know what, I'd have that cascade in the water even better. So I'm just going to demonstrate on this one here, because we've got the window frame and then we've got like maybe it's half a brick and then the soffit. So I won't actually hit the soffit, but I just want to show you the differences. So I'm just going to switch the backpack on. We're this time now. What I'm actually doing here now is cleaning the frame and the glass as well. Just getting that cascade in the water on there. So there's enough water there whatsoever, so you can really give it a good clean. But on this occasion, I just know I won't smash that there because I'm not that close. But on some houses, it's really close. What I do think is that if it's too close there, you could have it on the open swivel and you can actually swivel it round. So that may be a top tip for you. So I just give this silver rub down as you do, you know, when you're cleaning windows. Just got to crack on, haven't you? So yeah, that's my demonstration of how not, or just keep it in mind that you don't want to smash your over rinse bar on the soffits, because we do know there's some vents at the top of there as well, so you just got to keep all that in mind as well. So on this setup is my everyday brush that I use now, which is obviously the edge brush, and it's the Elite range. And obviously I don't leave the rinse bar on because this is just a demonstration. I don't have the rinse bar on. I only put the rinse bar on when I come to commercial jobs or like the big strips of windows. So what you will see here this time is I have a four-way connection here. Now the reason for the four-way connection is I have added jets into the brush stock, because the two end jets here, these are actually molded into the brush stock, and these are the V jets. So as you come to see the brush, you'll see the little slits. The jet next to it has a four-way. It's like a square jet. It's not like a round jet. It's just like a square. So on this brush that I use now, it actually has 12 jets of water. So we have a 4 and a 4, which is your 8. Then I have the two V jets going. So that's 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And that's my jet range setup on that brush. And for maintenance cleans now, I'm getting to the stage where if there's no surrounding trees around the area, or there's no detached houses or whatever, I could just clean the window, and it's I barely rinse now because I've just mastered the art of that. And it's the same again. Everyone knows me as the backpack guru. For housework, I just use mainly backpacks, stroke trolleys, and we've extended the polos an extra 10 foot. So I'm just gonna switch the actual backpack on again and show you the jet range of this. And to me, I think it's an internal version of a rinse bar because it's all coming from the inside of the brush. So I'm just going to switch it on and demonstrate. So it might look as if it's too much, but you've got your four-way jet here. So there's 4 coming out like that. Then you've got 4 here, and then we've got the 2 V jets going. So one goes across, one goes across like that. So I'm just going to demonstrate on cleaning the window. So that's me cleaning that window, and I cleaned the frame, if you noticed, as well. And I do try my best to go to town, because you just know you get a better finish, don't you? So now I know I've cleaned the frame thoroughly, and then I can watch the jets come there, or I can stand over here like so, and you'll see the jets coming out. And that there, to me, 12 jets of water cascading down that glass. Come on, guys. That must be absolutely awesome. And we do get that hydrophilic and the hydrophobic glass, don't we? I don't know which ones you like. Which ones do you like? Hydrophobic? That's a question. Hydrophobic or hydrophilic glass? Which one do you like? So, we come back to the actual brush again. So there's me jet that I use, everyday use, and I think it's fantastic. So that's my nice little video on over rinse bars and a jet setup that I prefer. cleaning windows day in day out. Thank you very much, Darren Ansbro from DA Components.